Okay. Do you want to introduce me or anything like that?
We want to know you more.
Okay. So I will do the self-introduction. I am a medical doctor with the postgraduate qualifications from India, United Kingdom, and USA. I have been practicing medicine since 1974. That means that this is the 50th year, half a century. And in USA, behavioral science is part of the medical curriculum. So because of that training, I'm a behavioral scientist as well. And my hobby is thinking. That is one of the favorite hobbies. And because of that, I come out with the new ideas, new thoughts. And in the past 3 years, I have given more than 100 webinars on more than 100 different topics. So today, my talk, I'm going to start this slide. I assume the slide is visible and I'm audible.
Yeah.
The topic
One
is,
second, doctor, 1 second. Seems like Acharya sir is driving. Are you driving or you are you driving, Acharya sir?
Yes, sir. I am muted. I am driving.
No, I mean, I would suggest you park your car and participate in the session. I wouldn't like you to be distracted when you are driving. So please, if you want to participate in the session, please stop to the vehicle, attend the session, and then you can again drive. It's not safe.
I agree. So now, psychology of prejudice. This is an interactive session. The interaction will take through the chat box. You can ask questions and you can share your thoughts, comments after the presentation. Now, one thing I would like to state first. I used to have some prejudices in the past. I was able to get rid of those prejudices. Now, the question I would like to pose before you is, do you have any prejudices now? Or did you have any prejudices in the past? If the answer is yes, put chat box Y alphabet. If it is no, put N. Okay, thank you, Riya ji. Yes, Rama Devi ji, no prejudices. Good. Okay, what about others? Neelam, Ramija, no. Okay. Okay. Some have answered yes, some have answered no. This session will be very thought-provoking and empowering. That is my guarantee. At the end of the session, you will find that you had many illusions. Less is more. The reason I showed this slide is, if you want me to talk or share whatever I know about this prejudice, I can talk for more than 30 hours. Because I have done a lot of reading and research. I have collected a lot of material. for want of time, I'll be sharing the things which are absolutely necessary. That is why less is more. This is my own quotation. Prejudices, overt and covert, are invisible barriers to our freedom, success, and happiness. Overt means that is openly displayed. Covert, you don't display openly, but it is there. And they are big obstacles to our own freedom, success, and happiness. Purpose of this webinar: know what is prejudice, know the impact of prejudice, know how to remove prejudice. My dear friends, prejudice is a liability. Prejudice has a negative impact on the person who owns that prejudice. And a person with a prejudiced mind will do a lot of harm to this society. A prejudiced mind operates behind negative attitude and negative behavior towards others. I'll be sharing real life stories to validate the statement. Definition of prejudice: any attitude held towards a person or a group, can be positive or negative. Prejudice is usually learned from others. Please listen to me carefully, such as parents and peers, not based on personal experience or factual information. So this prejudice is not acquired because of personal experience or factual information. Tendency to generalize is strong.
Sorry, you are muted.
Right now, again, people with prejudice is very easy to identify. They are likely to use the words always, never, most of the time. They will say or generalize. All politicians are corrupt. Then if you ask them, really, do you have any evidence to show that Yogi Adityanath is corrupt? No, he's an exception. Do you have any evidence? I use the word evidence to show that Lal Bahadur Shastri was corrupt? Oh, no. Do you have any evidence to show that Gadkari is corrupt? Oh, no. So like that. Generalization, prejudice. Is this example clear? If it is clear, put Y, because I want to make sure that we are on the same wavelength. If it is clear, in the chat box, put Y. I'm sharing real life examples. Yes, Maria Das, Lakshma Reddy, thank you. There is a subtle difference between prejudice and bias. Do you know what it is? If you don't know, put N, then I will explain. Bias, prejudice, difference. If you don't know, put N. Because I don't want to share information which everybody already knows. That's why I want to find out. Okay, good. Thank you. Priya Tarayan. And bias is based on personal experience. Suppose I have worked with or some 3 people from, say, Rajasthan. And if I found those 3 people very knowledgeable, smart, then there will be a bias towards Rajasthanis. So if somebody applies for a job, and if I'm sitting in the interview board, and an applicant is from Rajasthan, then I'm likely to take a positive. My approach will be positive towards that person. That is bias. One simple example. I will prefer that person. Is this example clear? Difference between bias and prejudice. Prejudice has no experience-based attitude. So that is what bias and prejudice. There are numerous books on prejudice and reading material. Psychology of Prejudice and Discrimination, Culture of Prejudice. I believe in confronting discrimination is worth the fight. I suffered a lot. That is my personal life story. Because of the prejudicial mindset of my coworkers and my boss in USA. Prejudice. I fought against that one. When many people, they never dared to fight, I fought against that one. I was discouraged and many people tried to demotivate from doing that. I didn't. I stood up and I filed 5 cases against the administration, management, and it went for jury trial in the federal court. And the federal court, the jury trial means if there are 6 jury members, all the 6 should give a verdict that is positive, then only I will win. If 5 people, they take a decision favoring me and 1 person dissenting, I lose the case. And I won all the 5 cases, all the 6 jury members and the judge. They found that I was able to substantiate my allegation of prejudice, discrimination, and bullying. So my talk, this one is more authentic because I know the impact of prejudice. This talk is based on FEEQT, facts. I always try to make sure that whatever comments I make or my opinions are based on facts. Then evidence, experience, my own personal and professional experience. Then I am addicted to reading and collecting quotations. I have a personal collection of more than 40,000 quotations collected over a period of 40 years. Lastly, thinking. I told you my hobby is thinking. My presentation is unique. In what way it is unique? You may ask the question. Most of these PowerPoint slides are not simply cut and paste from some books. That's what I see. A significant number of presenters, they simply cut and paste. No. They don't have any kind of original thoughts, original ideas. So that is the difference. Harper Lee are words. Prejudice, a dirty word, and faith, a clean one, have something in common. They both begin where reason ends. Blind. Faith also. Faith in a particular religion. Is there any evidence? Either Hindu mythology, Christian mythology, or Islamic everything. Not based on any reason, but deep faith. So in effect, actually, prejudice and faith are the common basis, but prejudice seen mostly negative, faith positive. All my life, I have maintained that the people of the world can learn to live together in peace if they are not brought up in prejudice. Josephine Baker. Example, right now the war, Israel and Hamas in Gaza. What is happening? Prejudice. They hate Jews. They hate Muslims. Most of the world wars, or most of the wars, Hitler, prejudice against the Jews. 6 million Jews were killed. The world would be a very peaceful place if there is no prejudice. Is this quotation and is this simple example really convincing? If it is convincing, put the alphabet C in the chat box. If it is convincing, C. Yes, Prasad Ji. Yes, Riya Taragan. Many people seem to be either lazy or tired. Maria Das C. I want more active participation. I want to make sure you are physically there, because most of you have not turned on the video. You may be somewhere else and you try to fool me, make me think that, okay, they are all listening to me. Okay, Engineer Murugesha Pandian. Okay, Amrit Masundar, thank you.
Yeah, I'm holding the and listening.
Okay, now everyone has some form of prejudice. Prejudice undermines democracy. Prejudice undermines democracy. When there was a monarchy, people didn't choose the king. King, his son, they all. But in democracy, the people, they elect. They cast the vote. My dear friends, be honest in what is happening, especially in India. The voters cast their vote on the basis of religion, caste, or a political, not the candidate. They don't care about the candidate's competence, intelligence, anything. And they have strong prejudice against a candidate because of that person belongs to this political party or he belongs to this religion. Am I right? If I am right, then put why. That is what that quotation says. That is a prejudice undermines a democracy. Maria Das, yes, thank you. And then we think that there's no prejudice. That is wrong. I'm trying to make sure that your illusions are completely shattered. Prejudice locks the mind. Nothing can enter, nothing true can escape. American trial lawyer. Just to notice, lawyer. And that one stimulated my thinking. This is my own quote. People with prejudiced minds have closed minds and open mouths. They won't listen to you. If you try to show them evidence, no, I don't believe. I don't believe, then you cannot convince them. They have closed minds and open mouth. They will keep on arguing. They'll keep on disagreeing. Is it not that what is happening every day on the TV, the political debates, everything? Is it based on any fact-based discussion? Or is it shouting at each other? They are all closed minds, with closed minds and open mouth. So that is why I came up with that quotation. Again, very same lawyer, Jerry Spence. I like this quotation. That's why when you are faced with prejudice, logic and justice are impotent. We may have an obligation to argue directly into the face of the prejudice, even though there is no chance to win. My dear friends, in the judiciary, judges are also human beings. Judges also have prejudice. They have prejudice on the basis of religion or caste or politics. And when you bring a case, even the facts are right, the judge may not give a verdict. It won't be impartial. And we see every day, when we read some judgment, we wonder, what is going on? What is going on? Is there a justice? No. This point, am I sharing what I'm sharing is true or false? If it is true, put a T in the chat box. Every day, either Supreme Court or High Court or true. Every day, some certain judgment, we find that what is this nonsense? So, a lawyer with a long-term experience has said, I myself experienced in the legal battles sometimes, that is a judge's bias, not prejudice. Life is only limited by our prejudices. Destroy them, and you cease to be at the mercy of yourself. Mina Lloyd. Is it clear? If it is not clear, put N. I will explain. If it's not clear, put N, my dear friends. I will explain. So if it is clear, then I'll move on to the next slide. Okay. I'm going to move on to the next slide. And never allow yourself to be blinded by prejudice. Okay, there are some psychologists in this group. So prejudice is a learned, conditioned behavior, and it can be unlearned. Prejudice doesn't come through genes. It is not transmitted through genes. Prejudice is 100% acquired. Do you think that a 2-year-old baby has prejudice against another baby because of that baby belongs to a different religion? Or the color is different? Answer, yes or no? No. A 2-year-old baby has no prejudice against another person. But what about by the age of 18? A significant number of them, they have prejudice against another teenager based on the religion, based on the caste, based on many other factors. So, that is what prejudice is acquired. It is a learned behavior. Many people, they ostrich like that, they bury their head inside the sand. Parents, grandparents are the main culprits for injecting that or making a prejudicial mindset. The ethic of the journalist is to recognize one's prejudices, biases, and avoid getting them into print. Walter Cronkite. I told you, only real life stories, examples, nothing bookish stuff. If you watch the TV debate, Republic channel, Arnab Goswami, prejudice against any political party which is not BJP. Rajiv Sardeshai, prejudice against any party which is not Congress. And in Kerala, Nigesh Kumar, Reporter Channel, prejudice against any party which is not LDF. I'm sure that is some of you might have watched these debates, which are moderated by Arnab Goswami, Rajiv Desai, and the Nigesh Kumar. Am I right? Is there any impartiality? The TV channels, Sheriyan Srimaran Nairji, Sheriyan Srimaran Nair is from Kerala, is a retired chief engineer in the waterworks. So the media, they try to create prejudice. The media, they don't report news. Impartial news reporting is not happening. They have their own agenda. And people basically thinking requires a time and effort. So they blindly believe. If a person is reading a particular newspaper, whatever is printed in that one, they blindly believe. Long time back, Harry Truman, the American president, one of his quotes, newspaper is nothing but printed lies. And we see that is fake news every day. Fake news. What is the purpose of putting fake news? That is create prejudice. That's why I told you, I can talk on this topic for more than 30 hours of material. Prejudice are what? Fools use for reason. There is nothing stronger than human prejudice. American abolitionist and attorney. My dear friends, if you don't know the word abolitionist, please put no, N. Then I will tell you what abolitionist is. I don't want to assume that you know what this abolitionist means. If you don't know, Acharyaji, no. Okay, thank you. I always tell people, ignorance is not a sin. And admitting ignorance is not a shame. I don't know many things. I'm ignorant. If I'm ignorant, I will immediately say, I don't know. I'm not ashamed. Then only I'll be able to learn something new. If I don't admit, if I pretend that I know, I'm not going to learn anything new. Abolitionist means against slavery. So he was an attorney who fought against slavery, the blacks. Prejudice, that is, blacks were treated as inferior, everything because of strong prejudice in the minds of the white people. And even now, they have a significant number of them, they have prejudice against blacks and colored people. I experienced that one. That's why I had to file cases because of the prejudice based on their belief. Like if a person is not white, that person is no. either dumb or not, whatever it is, inferior. My salary, I was hired after interview in a federal government hospital. And they sent me the offer letter and they said, this is the salary we are offering. I thought federal government, so that is a salary, that is a fair salary. There is nothing, no room for negotiation or anything like that. I signed and accepted that one. After joining a few months later, I came to realize that my salary was $20,000 less than the salary the white doctors were getting. And at that time, my experience was 40 years of experience. People with the 20 or 15 years of experience, they were drawing more than what I was drawing. That is discrimination, prejudice. And my own team nurse, a black nurse, she has post-grad qualification, and she is the only person with post-grad qualification. All the other, some 13 nurses, they didn't have any post-grad qualification. They were drawing $10,000 to $20,000 more than what this African American nurse was drawing. This is prejudice. Root causes began prejudice, color, I told you. And this is what happened when I joined in this hospital. My team nurse, after 1 week later, after joining, she asked me, hey, Dr. Reddiar, do you have any children? I said, we have a son. Then the next question was, is he dark like you? Is he dark like you? I could not believe 21st century, they are preaching about equality. And I had to suffer a lot of this one with that nurse. Next example I'm going to share with you. Nationality. I'm a doctor and she's only a nurse. Her educational qualification, experience, everything is very much limited. And when I ordered a flu vaccine and a pneumonia vaccine for a patient, I called her and asked her, I told her, this person, Mr. Harrison, is coming. Please give him a flu shot and a pneumonia shot. Her immediate reaction was, both cannot be given on the same day. Then I told her, no, you can give both. You cannot give in the same arm. Choose two different arms. Her comment immediately that one. This is not India. This is not India. So nationality. So in their mind, India is a underdeveloped country. So the doctor from India, so he may like that. And she refused to give. She didn't give. She gave only one shot. And she documented false documentation. She wrote that the patient refused to have both shots. So that is their attitude because of the prejudice. Now are you convinced? That is a prejudice that's more harm to the person who wants prejudice as well as to the society. Do you agree? If you agree, put A in the chat box. If you agree. I want to know. I have given real life examples. Thank you, Rashma Reddy. Yes, yes. So it was hurting the work environment. I was not able to do my work effectively and efficiently because of the prejudice attitude of mindset of that nurse. Gender, sexism, gender-based discrimination, prejudice in America. They have a strong prejudice against women. That is why not even once a woman was able to become president of America. In India, Indira Gandhi became the prime minister 2 or 3 times. And they talk about equality, Everything on the basis like they preach. They're all preachers. Sexism. Ageism. Age-based discrimination. That also I suffered a lot. I passed all the exams in the first attempt. All the exams in the first attempt, but for getting a job, oh, I had to face a lot of rejections. In UK, nearly 200 hospitals, they rejected my application. In spite of the fact I had all the qualifications, people without that much of experience or qualifications, they were selected. In USA, nearly 700. Why? Because of the age, how Obama became president. We will come to that one during the discussion. Don't go away. Dr. Sharat Sahu. We'll come to that one. Do you know Obama's mother was a white woman? First, you remember. Obama's mother was a white woman and he was raised by his maternal grandparents who were white. Okay. So, that's a good question. So then comes all these things, they affect. I couldn't get even a job interview because I was above the age of 40. When I came to UK, I was 40. Then I realized the age discrimination. Okay, please keep your microphone muted. Somebody's microphone is unmuted. Then based on religion, it is obvious prejudice. That's what is happening in India. In India, stark, it is a naked, ugly truth. Caste, Hindu community, so many castes, upper caste, lower caste, then subcaste, sub-subcaste. Language, oh, that is why. In Tamil Nadu, yeah, in the past, people poured kerosene on their head and they burned themselves because Hindi against Hindi language. That kind of prejudice, what will happen if you learn Hindi? What will happen? Will the sky fall down? No. Caste, finance, everything. Yeah. Yes, Ajariji. Yes. Customs. People with prejudiced minds vote is, that's what is happening in India. Election outcome is not based on, most of the time, a candidate who is really competent, clean image. In Kerala, I can give a real example. Last time in the assembly election, the metro man, is Sridharan, Padma Vibhushan awardee, with a clean track record, and he contested. Obviously, he was a RSS man right from his childhood days, and he chose the BJP ticket. He was defeated. The opponent, with no experience, nothing, no track record, he won. Prejudice. I can give numerous examples. Voters, prejudice mind. Doctors again, prejudice mind. Because I'm a medical doctor, I know. Doctors take some time to explain certain things, everything to people with some college education. But semi-literate or illiterate people, doctors don't even bother to. They think, oh, they're stupid, they won't be able to understand. That is a prejudice. And my personal, the 50 years of professional experience, actually, the people who are not very much educated, they are very compliant with the treatment. They are open-minded. They listen to the doctor. They follow the advice. People with that college education, they are with a closed mind and open mouth. So that is a prejudice doctors display towards patients. Examiners, I will share a real life example. Then as a faculty in the Toronto Medical College, I was a skilled assistant. That means I'll be bringing the patients for the examination, and I'll be helping or facilitating the process. And one examiner, he was from Tamil Nadu. This happened 40 years back. He was wearing safari suit. And the examinee, he was wearing jeans, not a shoe, and he didn't shave his face. He had a 3 or 4 day old stubble. And the examiner, the moment he looked at that boy, he immediately went wild. And he started shouting at him in Tamil. I know that most of you cannot understand Tamil, but I'm going to say what he told. என்னப்பா இது பிச்சைக்காரன மாதிரி இருக்கே, பிச்சைக்காரன மாதிரி இருக்கே, நீ டாக்டரா வந்திருக்க, என்ன போட்டிருக்க? And his anger, everything that upset the student. Then in medicine is an ocean. Yeah, you can, if you want to fail a person, you can easily fail somebody. He started asking questions. They were very, very difficult questions. Very difficult questions. He was very unfair. He was rude. And his job was to assess his knowledge and his competence. Already he has formed a negative opinion based on his prejudice, based on his appearance. When the student was walking away after that interaction, afternoon, the oral examination. So I told the student, hey, at 1:30, you have to come for the oral examination. And he said, no, sir, I'm not coming. I'm not coming. What's the point? I'm not going to win. I'm not going to pass this examination. He has already, this one. So because this person called him, you look like a beggar. What is this? And you want to be a doctor? So then I told him, hey, go and shave your face. Wear a clean shirt. No jeans, dress pants, and a shoe, well-polished shoe. Come, please come. Don't lose hope. And he listened to my advice. In the afternoon, he came with a clean-shaven face and a very well-dressed, the shoe polished. And the very same examiner, in the afternoon, he looked at him, the examiner's face, with a 100-watt bulb. இப்ப நீ ராஜா மாதிரி இருக்க. இப்ப நீ ராஜா மாதிரி இருக்க. Now you look like a prince, Rajakumaran or a king. He was very much pleased. He asked very simple questions. That guy passed that examination. That kind of a prejudice, appearance-based, is very common. So I had the opportunity to witness this first-hand, experience-based knowledge I shared with you. Interviewers, again, based on appearance, religious leaders, that's what they do. They instigate all sorts of difference and conflicts. Inexperience can be overcome. Ignorance can be enlightened. But prejudice will destroy you. You know that prejudice is not logical, which is why it is so hard to overcome. How to remove prejudices? Identify our prejudices by introspection. This is what I did. If I don't like something, then I ask, is it based on any experience? What kind of evidence do I have for having that kind of a negative attitude? And if I'm not able to come up with any evidence that would support this one, then I remove that one. Delete it. One experience again about my prejudice. Long time back, I'm talking about some more than 20 years back. I used to have prejudice against people with the tattooing. Some people with a lot of tattoos all over our body and piercing here, tongue also piercing, I think these are all weird people. They are abnormal. Something must be wrong with them. So I used to avoid such people. So happened 20 years back when I was working in a different hospital, another doctor, he came to work as a temporary, that is a position, for a temporary position. And I saw him, he had long hair and tattoos, hands everywhere, and a tattoo in the neck, and a pierce his tongue with a silver bead. I immediately didn't like him. And unfortunately, what happened was that guy was posted in my own clinic area. He was next to my consulting room. And the day one, in the afternoon, around lunchtime, he came. He asked, "Hey, Venu, okay, are you coming for lunch?" So I didn't want to go for lunch with that guy. So I wanted to avoid. I told him a white lie. I will go after 10 minutes. See, I'm right now, I'm tied up with some work. And he said, "Okay, I will wait for 10 minutes. My goodness, now I have no choice but to go with him. So I went to the canteen along with him. He engaged in a conversation. I found that person is a polished gentleman with a lot of general knowledge. And the whole conversation at the end, I enjoyed. And he worked for 6 months. In the 6 months, almost every day, we went together for lunch. So my bias completely removed. So now I find that is people without a tattoo, they are abnormal. They are all liars. Significant number of people wearing the white shirt and clean everything. You have to be very careful about those guys. The guys with the tattoo, they are open, they are transparent. They are not concealing their real self. That is one example. Is this example interesting? Is it interesting? If it is interesting, put I in the chat box. Is it interesting? Chat box I, because I want to know how many people are actually sitting and listening to me. I know that some people who have turned on the camera, yes, they are there. So is it interesting? Are you, somebody is typing or not typing? If it is interesting, put I. Yes, thank you, Maria Das, Ajarya. Right. Examine those prejudices with a critical mind. That means open mind. If you are not open-minded, again, you will try to rationalize. You won't change your attitude at all. Rationalize means false justification. Are they factual or fictional? Find out. Permanently delete them if they are fictional. Just like the WhatsApp messages, when you get every day, you are bombarded with plenty of WhatsApp messages. Some are factual, some are fake. If it is fake, immediately delete them. If it is factual and interesting, useful, you retain them, you don't delete them. Am I right? Same way, delete permanently all these prejudices. He who never leaves the country is full of prejudices. Yeah, they are all called the frog in the well syndrome. It is called the frog in the well syndrome. It has not seen outside world. It thinks this is everything. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. Mark Twain. Prejudice is a great time saver. This is a humorous quotation. You can form opinions without having to get the facts. So with a prejudice, you don't bother to find the facts. You jump to conclusions or fly into conclusions. So you get a time saver. My upcoming talks, I give a Zoom talk on every Thursday at 8 p.m. IST. Next talk this upcoming week, Thursday, psychology of greed. Then psychology of expectations. If you are interested, anybody, you can join. I'm going to give that is Zoom link. You can take a screenshot of this one. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Thank you for your attendance. Now,
Please show the above again the slide.
pardon?
Zoom ID and password.
Okay, I will type in the Zoom ID. Just now I type in. Okay.
You can show the slide, no?
No. Sharing the slide, going back into of that one right now. I will type in. Easy to remember. You know the BSNL number 9447 in the past, most of them. Passcode 1234. That is it.
94470 92270.
Right. Easy to remember.
92470.
Okay, now I welcome your questions. And if you want to share your own personal experience of some prejudice,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Sir, I have a question. Like, what is the difference between prejudice and discrimination? Is it same thing or different? There might be little different. I didn't.
Right. That is a behind
Yeah.
discrimination. Choli ke piche kya hai? Choli ke piche kya hai? You have said that song. So, discrimination ke piche kya hai? Prejudice. When you have prejudice, you are going to treat that person differently.
Yeah. And like one example you gave, like you got like 20,000 less salary.
Dr. Sharad Sahu, could you please turn on your camera? I would like to talk to a live person
Yeah.
face to face.
Sir,
Please.
Okay. Like you
what
said
about
something
that
like
abolition?
$20,000.
Abolish.
You got,
No, there's echoing. Lot of
Oh.
echoing.
Abolish, you didn't explain.
Say that again.
Abolish.
Yeah, abolitionist is a person who is against slavery. For example, this Abraham Lincoln also was against slavery. So that's why he actually changed the laws. So abolitionist, and he was an attorney. He fought that attorney.
Fight against slavery. Okay.
Yes. Slavery is on the basis of prejudice. You think that person is not, and they didn't give any voting rights to blacks and even women. America, it happened only somewhere in the 1940s or 1950s, they got the rights to vote. So that is discrimination. Okay. Okay, Acharya, Raghuji, okay, go ahead.
Sir, am I audible?
Oh, yes.
Thank you very much. Even the prejudice, it is not with others. With my own self, I was having, I am a shy. I cannot speak in English. I studied all my school education Tamil medium. So that was so strong. So I decided myself like that. So just like homicide, pesticide, suicide, when I decide that also I killed myself. And courtesy to landmark, I came to know this prejudice is the already always way of listening about anything and everybody, any situation. Then I have no right even to judge myself also. It is one of my point of view. And if there is truth, is it useful? Is it everybody says, or it is my opinion? So still, after knowing at all, still this moment also, I am having some prejudice. Can I answer? Can I raise my hand? That is the way prejudice never will go. But we are having a choice to choose not to be the victim and being awareness. So what? Now what? What I can do next one? So it is a very, very useful. And before this 28 years, 40 years of life, I was believing that is the real. Thank you very much.
Okay, good.
Everybody should know that. Thank you.
Right. That is actually, I will just explain that one. That one is self-doubt. That is self-doubt. That is, okay, I went to because some people believe I don't have a college degree. So then you think that is for success in life, you need college degree. In college degree and a higher education, Only a person who can speak English fluently can be successful. These are all illusions. They are illusions. And prejudice is something you hate somebody. Hatred. Prejudice is the root cause behind hatred. That is like 6 million Jews, women and children. They were murdered. What did they do? What did those innocent children do? Such hatred. In the same way in India also hatred. That is why the politicians, they thrive only by dividing the society. Otherwise, does it make any sense after 75 years? Now they are talking about caste census, caste survey, everything. That is divide people. More reservation. Is not time for saying goodbye to all this. What about meritocracy? So people who are very highly knowledgeable, they perform very well, they won't get any job. That is one of the reasons this brain drain also. People leave, go abroad because of all this reservation caste system. And now one political party leader every day he is talking about caste, caste, caste. He wants so that he can easily divide people. And they are talking about Jodo. It is not Jodo. It is to break unity. I'm not against any political party. I'm talking about a real life example. It is
Yeah,
time
I
to
have.
stop.
Yeah.
It is time to stop. The same thing in Tamil Nadu also. The so-called atheism. One leader, because of he was an atheist also, he injected everything against the. So that is a. And interestingly, the people who are against the Ram, they have the name Ram. Their name is Ram. Ramasamy Nayakar, Sita Ram Yechuri, Jay Ram Ramesh. Okay? They have Ram in their name and they are anti-Ram. So that is what happening. Okay, any other question? Neelam, Damija, are you convinced that prejudice is something there?
I have one question.
Everybody has prejudice.
I have question.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ramadevi.
I have a question.
Your webinar is every Thursday at 8 p.m. No, sir. Indian Standard Time, IST. IST 8 p.m.
Every Thursday.
Thursday.
And I just like record that one and subsequently I upload it in the YouTube. But live session, after the live session, the discussion won't be recorded there. The discussion goes on for 30 minutes. That is when you will be able to get more new information. So if possible, try to join the live session.
Okay.
Sir, can I request one thing?
Yeah.
We are going for a Europe trip for 25 days with the family.
Right.
I am zero about the frog. So I want your advice, what to do, what not to do. Because
Okay, this one very interesting. Cross-cultural communication. Because the cross-cultural communication is something very important about the body language, cross-cultural body language. My own personal story, I'm going to explain. That is again, this happened 20 years back. Actually, that one did a lot good for me. In a staff meeting, there are some 15 physicians and our supervisor, he wanted to talk about some changes in the protocol and policy. The HR chief was also there taking down the notes, minutes of the meeting. I didn't say even a single word. Most of the protocol, everything changes were stupid. Most of them were stupid. And that is what happens most of the time here in the government job. People go up in the ladder based on their ability to, that is, please their bosses. That is the so-called licking, boot licking. Boot licking, not based on the merit at all. In the private sector, they are there for profit. They cannot afford to have a bootlicker. That is why Satya Nadella and all these guys in Sundar Pichai, everybody, they go there because they generate money. They are smart. In the government, this one, no. So this woman, with all this stupid, dump, everything, and out of the 15 patients, 3 or 4 people, they voiced their concerns and all those things. I had learned quite some time back that is it. They wouldn't change anything. From experience, I learned that it is already a done deal. So I didn't say even a single word. Next month, when I went through the minutes, the HR chief here had written, Dr. Reddiar was not receptive. Dr. Reddiar was not receptive. I thought, was it a mistake? So I'm a person, I don't simply ignore. I went to his office. His face was Daniel. I said, Daniel. And then I went through the minutes and you have put that Dr. Reddiar was not receptive. I said, recall, I didn't even say a single word. If at all I opened my mouth, that is for yarning only. If I opened my mouth, that is for yarning only. I didn't say even utter a single word. Then he said, your body language. Aha. Of course. Then I asked him, what was my body language like? You were sitting with the arms folded across the chest. Oh, I see. So you have read some psychology books. And according to psychology books, if somebody is sitting with the arms folded across the chest, that means they are close-minded. They are resisting. Now, do you know anything about the body language of people in India? Then he said, no. So you don't know anything about the cross-cultural body language. In India, long time back, caste system, even now it is there. The people with the lower caste, they used to stand in front of that one with the arms folded across the chest, and even they may even cover the mouth. And in the courtroom, in the witness box, the lawyers advise the witnesses to stand with the arms folded across the chest. Obedience. And in the school also, children or parents also, when they scold the child, they expect the child to stand with the arms folded across the chest. And Daniel, for your information, it was cold. It is winter. When it is cold again, people want to stand with the arms folded across the chest. And you have jumped to the conclusion that I was not receptive. I think that you need to learn more about the cross-cultural body language. I do give talks. I can give a talk. Then sarcastically, he said, why don't you give a talk here on cross-cultural body language? I said, yes, I can. And who should I contact? The education wing. I contacted the education wing. They arranged a talk, lunchtime talk, and they said that it is a brown bag talk. Brown bag talk means they won't provide any refreshments. They won't provide pizza or the noodles or anything. You have to bring your sandwich. Then attendance will be very low. Whenever they conduct a talk with the pizza or burger, oh, people will come, mostly for eating the food, and they disappear after 10 minutes. So, okay, that's also, I have seen everything here. So I thought, okay, brown bag, most probably I may be there, I may be standing alone talking to myself. So I told my nurses and other people, hey, if you are interested, come for my talk. That will be interesting for you. So some 12 people, they showed up. And when I talked about the cross-cultural body language, the patient communication and everything, they found it very interesting. And the education department, they gave the feedback. Oh, this was a very interesting, useful talk. Then they wanted me to do seminars for the supervisory staff. That is all these radiology department, the supervisor, lab, all those. 2 sessions, 3-hour session. First day, I went all the PowerPoint presentation, everything, the real examples, just like what I shared with you, real life examples. They found it very interesting. And do you think prejudice is common in USA? Yes. Okay. Then the next day, I saw the director of the center, who was around 70 years old, Gary Wilkinson. And he showed up with his team. And he came late, 5 minutes late, and he was sitting in the back. I thought he may be sitting, he may sit there for a few minutes and he will go away. But he was sitting there. Then I asked, Gary, how long are you going to sit? I'm going to sit through the session. Then I said, okay, give me a couple of minutes because I have to change my slides. because I have a vast collection of slides. I put some slides that will be relevant and useful for him. And he sat through the session, and at the end, he told, Dr. Reddiar, this was a real eye-opener for me. I think that you must give this talk to the university. They have. I said, I don't know anybody there. Oh, I can give you the name of the cultural diversity director. And he gave me her number. Then I was invited to give a talk there. Then soon on the Fox News, I appeared. Then Des Moines newspaper register and the NPR, National Public Radio. So that one opened up cross-cultural body language. Then I went to the different language department, Chinese language department, Russian language, the Latin language department, and I asked their professors from their own country, what is the body language in your country? What does it mean? So if you are going to the Europe, for example, in some places, do you know what does this mean? In India, this means?
Wonderful.
Okay, good. Okay, good. In France, it means nothing, zero.
Oh my God.
In France, it means zero. Suppose somebody goes, IT guy goes there to work, and his boss, he gives a project report. And if he asks, how is the project report? And if he shows this guy may go home happy. Thrilled. But what he meant was zero. And in some places, this represents asshole.
Oh my God.
So go to in the Google, look for the cross-cultural body language or body language of offensive body language in Europe. Okay, that will give you some idea. Okay, then somebody that Sahu, if you believe that one, I have no problem. You are that opinion. Have you been Sahu? Please open your my camera. Have you lived in USA? Just to say yes or no. Have you lived in USA?
Yes, I did that.
How
I
long?
am US citizen and I never faced any discrimination issue. That's why
Okay.
I am just.
Okay, now have you
I
aware
never
of
faced any. There was maybe little bit
now?
issue.
Now,
But if you can get like 20,000 less said, you could file it and you could get. That's what I'm telling. That's
okay, Dr.
so my
Sarath Sahu,
opinion.
are
I
you a
never
medical
had.
doctor?
In
Dr.
US
Sarath
is
Sahu,
very like Obama could not be a president. Yeah.
Dr. Sarath Sahu, are you a medical doctor and where do you live? What do you do?
Yes.
What
I
do you
live
do?
in Hyderabad. I am a like. I worked in. I am a scientist in a pharma company.
So how long were you in USA? Did you interact with the patient? Did you this one? Because that's a big difference. Because I had the opportunity to interact with the hundreds of patients.
I worked in 10. Yeah, I worked in 10 universities, all renowned universities. I'm not telling about that, but this is not happening in US. Maybe at your time it might be happening, but not now.
Maybe
Oh,
not
I'm talking about
or if it
now.
is happening, it is negligible.
Dr. Sarath Sahu, I'm talking about from 2015 till 2019. That is now. And it lasted for 7 years, my legal battle. And the nurses who are working with me, that underpaid, discrimination, black churches every year in USA, they are vandalized, black churches. And 2 years back, one guy, black guy, a police guy, he killed him, smothered him with his knee. If you are not aware of that news, check that one. Then they came with the move, Black Lives Matter, BLM. And this is a rampant. This is a rampant. I'm sorry to see that is you are not aware of certain truths. I read every day, all along.
But it is not common. It is happening.
Just listen to me, Dr.
Maybe
Sahu.
0.1% or something. That is negligible. That's what I am asking.
Dr. Sahu, please, I showed one slide saying that CMOM syndrome. Okay, please listen to me first with an open mind. Now, here, that is based on, and every time when I go to the airport, especially after 9/11, they random check. They can randomly check some passengers, their hand baggage. And how come? At least 4 or 5 times I was chosen randomly. 4 or 5 times, not once, twice, or random. It is not random. They have a prejudice based on the color. And so that is what is happening. And they don't know whether the Venugopal Reddiar is a Hindu name or Muslim name. They stop me. I have experienced. And I have shared, you have full freedom to reject whatever I said. And in future, I would request you not to come to my talks, because my talks, I speak truth, and some people are highly allergic to facts. Some people are highly intolerant to facts. As Neelamji, you wanted to say.
Yes, sir. I have also noticed this. Whenever you go for air travel, every time they check, and very thoroughly, I must say. You're right. Every time it happens like that, as if we are culprits, but just like that, I have experienced myself. This is what they do.
And even our actors also, Shah Rukh Khan, Kamal Hassan, APJ Abdul Kalam, the airport, they were subjected to that one. Because color, nationality, all these things. It is a fact. It's a fact. I stood up, I fought, and it was a really tough battle. And luckily, what happened is I was able to win, because I had only 4 witnesses to testify for me. The administration, they had 11 witnesses: director, chief of staff, deputy chief of staff, the primary care service chief, patient advocate, HR person, a long list. And they even brought 2 patients to lie against me, tell lies. Those 2 patients are Gora guys. The supervisor is a Gora woman. So they were able to easy to get. They again lied. And I thought at the end of the whole trial, that is, I thought only 50-50 winning. I had provided all the facts, evidence. And my witnesses, again, they testified. They created false evidence also. They fabricated many evidence, false allegations. They created, just like, when they went to a war in a different country, they said that country has weapons of mass destruction. There was not even one weapon of mass destruction. So like that, they created everything. I fought. And the jury, I must thank God, jury, they were able to see everything. That is the truth. So unanimous decision, I prevailed. That is what it is. It is happening. It has happened. It will happen again. That is the whole thing. And again, initially when I came here, that prejudice, many people said that, oh, blacks, you should be careful. They are all, most of them are criminals. You cannot trust them. So I had that prejudice. I told you, prejudice is a learned behavior. Learned behavior. Without having any experience of working with the blacks. Then subsequently, I found that I had the opportunity to work with some the clerks and nurses. They were very nice. They were transparent. They were trustworthy. So that prejudice is gone forever. That is how it is. Okay? And again, they try to create prejudice against Obama also. They said that he is a Muslim, because his middle name is Barack Hussein Obama, on the basis of religion. They tried. Then what happened? That is, his mother was a white woman. His grandparents were white. And he studied most of the time. After a few early years, he was in Hawaii. He went to school, college, so there were plenty of white children. And because the grandparents' mother, he was accepted. And if you listen to Obama's speech, you won't, from the accent, you won't think that you won't know that he is a black guy. Because the blacks, they have a different accent. But this guy's English is impeccable. So all those things. And many people, when I was working at that time, contest election, and he and Hillary Clinton, She's a woman. And I used to discuss with my team members or during the lunch break, the nurses and other people. Oh, who is going to be this one? They said, a woman, forget about it. Hillary Clinton, no chance. And then we have only that guy. And he has got a 50-50. He is not a typical black guy. He is not a typical black guy. So eventually, he won. Hillary, no. Second attempt also, Hillary against Trump? No. She was defeated. That is the point. Okay. Prasad Nagaraju, any question or any comment? And
Yeah, yeah, I would like to share my experience. When I was in Dubai, I worked for a French company, and already in France, they were working 5-day week, and we were working 5.5 or 6-day week. And when they wanted to, or when there was a request to make it 5-day week here also, because other companies in Dubai also were making it a 5-day week, they sent a team from France to come and study the efficiency and the output of the workers in UAE, and then they made a report, and then they sent it. And after receiving this, they finally took a decision. Yes, it can be made into a 5-day week. And of course, yeah, I mean, other experiences. If in order to reach a certain level, you have to be a French.
Yes.
Even though you are capable, you have more experience, and better educated. No.
the same thing, that is in the VA system, that is the Veterans Administration Federal Government, there are nearly 450 hospitals in 50 states. And you will find only very, very few people in the chief of staff, that is Indians or some other colored people. And those places are in some rural area where they could not get any whites to come and work there. Otherwise, all the other places, whites. My supervisor, she was 17 years younger than me. 17 years younger than me, and with a very little, that competence was terrible, all those things, and she was the supervisor. That's what happens. Okay. Thank you all for your active participation. And once I get this one, that recorded that one, then I will try to upload and share it with you, YouTube. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you, Dr. Venugopal. Thank you for your valuable inputs. Thank you very much.
Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Have a great day ahead, Dr. Venugopal.
Thank you.